And it's 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, yeah. All right, another episode of Your Home Renewed. I'm Jen.
And I'm Trent.
And we are so happy that you are here. So I want to talk about money.
Oh, dang. I'm out of here.
More importantly, the lack of money.
Oh. I mean, if you were talking about we're going to make some money,
Hey,
I'd be in on that.
I'm all in on that. I'll sing for my supper.
But I can...
You can drum for dollars.
But we're real good at making sure the money outflow is out fast.
Unfortunately. We got to work on the opposite end.
Yeah, somehow. Well, this is our step to do that. If you
That's right.
subscribe,
That's right.
it could help.
That's right.
But if 6 of you subscribe, it's not going to help as much as, maybe 6,000 of you subscribed.
You're such the salesman.
Yes, come on. Where else can you get this much entertainment for so little?
Well, we talked about in our opening episode where this all came from. Mm-hmm. And we had some great comments from people talking about how, oh, wow, you all did this all on a dime. Mm-hmm. You didn't have a budget and you made a home and you shared your projects. So I thought it would be great to share with you some ideas on updating your home for free or with minimal cost.
Almost free.
Almost free. That's right.
Well, and we've lived in a bunch of places.
Yes.
Some that we rented, some that we owned.
Yes.
And sometimes you have to be creative in those
exactly
situations.
So let's talk and bounce around some ideas on how you can update your home for nearly free.
Okay.
I'll start with my first one.
Why don't you go?
Okay, my first one is redecorating. I love to rearrange furniture, as you know.
Throwback to the Barbie Dream Home thing about putting all the shoes in the right
And you
order.
love when I rearrange furniture too.
Yes. Yeah, I'll come into a room and it'll just be like, oh, I'm sitting over here now.
Or you come in and you're like, okay, wait, something's different.
Something's different, but I don't know what.
Well, it's like playing I Spy.
But also,
it's a game. I just try to keep you entertained.
Well, it does work. But it's also like walk into a room and have no clue that anything has changed because it happens so often. And you're going, Trent,
why didn't you notice the amazing thing I just did?
Did you not notice that mirror is 2 inches to the left now?
Well,
I did not.
Sometimes small changes are unnoticeable, but if you do completely rearrange the format of a room or how the traffic flows or the placement of the furniture, I mean, that just takes muscle and maybe some vacuuming up some dust bunnies.
Yeah. Or put all the furniture in your way and then it's like an adventure to get into the room. And like you have to do some army crawls.
The floor is lava.
Yeah. Just play the floor is lava.
Okay,
so how do you redecorate a room to its maximum efficiency?
Well, sometimes, I mean, as you know, sometimes it takes about 4 or 5 different inceptions to get it right.
Yeah, and sometimes you do it and go, oh, that didn't work. So
that's right.
You redecorate
You have to go back to what it was. So it is trial and error. But if you are wanting something different, like in our basement growing up, we lived up in northern Kentucky where it was very cold. So you don't go outside in the cold winter months. So the patio in the back is not conducive to use the sliding back door. So my mom used to always come wintertime, rearrange the furniture so that we had a wintertime room layout and then a summertime room layout.
Wow.
And so that way you kind of had a little swapperoonie of furniture.
Whoa, swapperoonie.
Yeah.
For your next Wordle,
SAT.
make sure you put in swapperoonie.
I think it's too many letters.
Laters?
Letters.
I think you're too many laters.
Maybe so.
So something else that I've noticed you do when I do notice or finally notice that a room's been changed, like you'll grab furniture from other rooms.
Oh, yeah.
And bring them into.
Okay, so then that would be another one to do.
Yeah.
Repurpose furniture from one room into another. Another thing you can do, so instead of just swapping out the furniture, you can also swap out the decor from room to room.
Pictures and such?
You can swap out artwork. You can swap out, if you have a lamp, in
Yeah.
one room, you can move it to another room. If you have just different decor elements, a vase, you have a theme in one room, move the theme to a different room.
Just move your bedroom into the living room.
Well, that is an idea, not bedroom into the living room, but you
I was
can.
like, whoa, I did something good.
No, you can repurpose a space. So say you live in a house where there's a formal dining room, but you never use it. It's always the eat-in kitchen where the family eats. So why not change that unused dining room into a space that you would actually use? So make it a study or an office, or, you could turn the sunroom into an alfresco dining
Moon
room.
room.
Yeah.
Did you say alfresco dining?
Alfresco.
Alfresco? Who is alfresco? Is that really a thing?
It is. It's eating outdoors. But see, it would be in the sunroom, so it kind of feels like you're outdoors, but you're not outdoors, but you can open the windows.
You're not talking about a fresca, like
No.
the drink. How about a fresca?
Don't touch my
Always
hair.
movie quotes over here. If you know that movie, comment below. How about a fresca?
I don't know that movie.
Well, you'll have to wait on the comments.
Okay.
Somebody out there does.
Well, we repurposed a basement area into...
A music studio. Yeah, you can do that. Okay.
Yes.
Which is
And
great.
then we also did our kitchenette, and it was just this basement kitchenette. So the way our house was designed, from what we've been told from neighbors, the lady who built the house lived upstairs. She was elderly. All of our countertops are very low, and the doors are very wide, so it was handicap accessible.
She was deep and she was short and wide.
She was maybe handicapped, and so they made everything handicap accessible.
Okay.
So
Well, I take back anything bad I ever said about her.
you never said anything bad about her. But the basement was also designed to house her children, who lived with her. So we have like a full kitchenette and another full bathroom and bedrooms down in our basement. But we didn't have a need for a kitchenette, so we turned it into a tavern.
Yeah.
And we have a pinball machine in there.
She had a great idea. At the top of the steps, she put in an outside door with a deadbolt lock, locked her kids in the basement.
Dream come true.
Genius.
I never thought of that.
Yeah. Like, nope, they ain't getting up here.
She's baking brownies. She
Yeah.
wants those brownies
Yeah,
all to herself.
All to herself. No
That
sharing.
is funny. And it wasn't just a deadbolt lock. It was like a key.
Oh, yeah.
Full on.
Yeah.
You can only
Yeah.
get through
Yeah.
the
Yep.
door if you have the key. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Never thought of that. Well, we've taken that door since.
Yeah, it's down now. Yeah.
But we're not going to lock our kids out of the... Okay, so another easy way. So let's recap. We've talked
Okay.
about rearranging furniture, swapping out artwork and furniture from other rooms,
Yeah.
repurposing
Yes.
a room. Something else that you can do is deep clean. Like how, after we have cleaned a room, like
Yeah.
I'm talking scrubbing the baseboards, vacuuming, maybe steam cleaning the rugs,
Yeah.
and washing the curtains, wiping down the windows. You come in the room, it suddenly feels...
Yeah, you feel like you're in a new house.
That's right. So sometimes it just takes elbow grease
Yeah.
to make the room feel like
Yeah.
brand new, and that's free.
I have a question.
Yes.
What is elbow grease? Do you have elbow grease?
I don't know.
I've never-
where that came from. You've
Never milked
gre-
an elbow.
You've never greased your elbow.
I've never greased it.
Is it talking about been gay because you've hurt because you
don't-
have to grease it up with the
I don't know.
with the ointment?
We'll have to look that up. If there were only something in our pockets that could tell us where the term elbow grease, one day there's going to be a device that we can look up anything we want to know.
Or we can have you leave a comment below.
Yeah, if
With-
anybody knows where elbow grease or what actual elbow grease is, please let us know, because we don't. We just say things that we've heard.
Okay, so another way that we can decorate for nearly free is you can decorate for each season. I love to do this. I mentioned my mom does it with her furniture arrangement in the basement. But like if you pull out the cozy items, the throw blankets and the fluffy pillows during the winter months to kind of create that environment. But in the summertime, you take those elements away, you bring in lighter colored decor.
Umbrellas.
No.
Like sunbrellas.
No, it's bad luck to open a
Sandbox. Bring the sandbox inside.
You are so not even on task. Stay on target.
All right, sorry. If
I
you
did
know
a
that
quote.
movie quote, stay on target.
Yeah. Okay, so something else.
Yeah.
DIY projects.
Okay.
I mean, that's very so. Paint a lamp, paint a piece of furniture, sand a piece of furniture that you painted. So maybe just update a piece of furniture. One thing that we did that I thought that we would never do, we sanded our bed,
Oh, yeah.
and it is one of my favorite projects that we did.
It was completely black paint. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of a huge bed, too.
It is huge.
So it was, it felt daunting, but it turned out to be pretty easy. Of
I
course,
used that elbow grease.
that's what did it. Elbow grease. But yeah, and you would think, well, you've got to sand it, and then you've got to do 100 steps to restain it. All right. We didn't restain anything.
No.
We sanded it. Boom. Did we put a...
I did put a waterproof poly on it.
But that's easy. You're just wiping that
Yeah.
on, and it's not anything that has to be professionally done.
No.
Anybody can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And it
it-
looks great, and we get tons of comments on the bed.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll make sure to put a link so you all can check out that process because I share some tips on what we did to sand that piece down.
Yeah. And you've done that to several pieces where
Yeah.
you didn't put a top coat on.
Yeah.
It
Our
just
hall
looks
tree,
It just looks good.
the vintage hall tree that I
Oh,
did.
you did that with Easy Off Bake
Oven cleaner.
oven cleaner.
Bake cleaner.
Bake elbow grease cleaner. But you're spraying oven cleaner
I know.
on a piece of furniture.
On a vintage
yeah.
antique piece of furniture, but it is gorgeous.
Yeah, it turned out great.
Absolutely. But that was
Genius.
one of the scariest DIYs. But that's been a trend that you've seen on the TikToks and the Instagrams. I'm going to put
maybe the YouTubes.
maybe the YouTubes as well. But yeah, you've seen those projects going around where people are using Easy Off to strip furniture. Now, the one thing I have learned in research, you shouldn't do that on newer, like factory finish pieces, because the stains that they use and the polys that they use, it does not get through. So I think it has something to do with the older furniture and like the shellac that they used back in those times. But yeah, I didn't put any finish top coat on top of that. I left that bare.
Yeah.
And there's an unfinished dresser that I have
Yeah.
that still looks great.
And that's easy to do and really
Yeah.
changes the look of something, especially you get bored with things
Yeah.
and then you change it up and suddenly you like it again.
Oh, so here's an affordable thing you can do with furniture. Say you don't want to sand or paint, but it's so affordable to go and buy new hardware, new drawer pulls. And so you could do that with kitchen cabinets. Totally change the look of your kitchen area.
For a lot less than changing out the entire cabinetry system.
That's right. And that's, that wouldn't be free, but that's very affordable
Yeah.
to do
Much more affordable.
than actually rehauling.
But are there any more free things we can do?
Well, I've got free printables. I love to do, we talked about swapping out artwork. You can also find, go to Pinterest. You will find so many free printables that you can download. You can even, if you wanted to up your game, you can go to like Office Max or Staples or someplace where you can get a higher quality printout. And then that way it looks like this really fancy schmancy.
Fancy schmancy.
Yeah.
That's good.
Piece of artwork.
All right. So this is a wild tangent thought
know.
here.
I don't even know what to think.
And it kind of goes back to what we've already talked about with the winter, summer, fall
Yeah.
sort of decorate for the season.
Yes.
Now, if you throw a birthday party, you may decorate the house with the balloons and the streamers and things, and that's fun. That's a real fun moment. But it's you usually wait for birthdays. But I could see if you had theme nights. This is a little bit different than just redecorating a room or something. But you could you could like throw a theme night,
Okay.
based on like the food you cook. Maybe you cook an Italian dish,
Oh,
but you sort of, I don't know, throw together some,
play some like mood music.
yeah, put on the right
and-
music, and it's
Oh.
like, it's not anything that's going to last forever, but you could just make the house smell really good with some garlic and olive oil and pasta cooking, and then turn on the accordion music, and
Sing some
because that's
opera.
the only thing Italians listen to is accordion music.
Well, don't they do that with Cinco de Mayo
Yeah.
or St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
So
just
you
kind of a
could
temporary
decorate
thing.
at each.
So just add that element into your home.
Yeah.
Well, and that would be a fun night for the kids.
Yeah, and
too.
that's an extra tip.
That's an extra
Extra
parenting tip.
Yeah.
We're just gonna.
Just going to throw that
Throw
one in
that
there
in
for
there.
no charge at all.
Okay, so another thing that would be super affordable to do is to divide. Say, if you have houseplants, divide them. I've got a peace lily upstairs that is in desperate need of being divided. It's outgrowing its plant, so I can look up a video
Spread
how to
that through
divide
the
it,
house.
and then now I've got a plant for multiple rooms.
Oh, that's a great idea. See, I wouldn't have thought of that. I wouldn't have thought of that.
I had a good idea.
Yeah. I would have just looked at that plant and said, "That's just too big. Just throw half of it away."
You wouldn't have done that.
Well, I mean, but I wouldn't have said, "Divide it and put it in the pots
Oh.
and put it throughout the house."
Well, I think another thing, speaking on plants, would be to update your landscaping. I mean, you don't have to totally rip out plants or, weeding the garden or pressure washing the house.
Yeah.
Or, just wiping down the gutters if they've got gunk. Or, those are, again, just activity-based improvements that are free, but those can make a huge
Oh,
difference.
Yeah. And you can get everyone involved.
Okay, so I've got to tell you this story. I don't think I shared with you. One time when we were having our furnace serviced, the guy spent, I guess I had some weeds. We had some weeds around the little concrete pad that the air conditioning unit sits on. And he spent like 5 minutes pulling those weeds. And it made me want to hire him back. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
if you're going to take that
Nice
time
little touch.
that's the you leave it better than you found it. And so he went above and beyond and didn't even just pull the weeds and leave the weeds there. He took the weeds to the trash
Yeah.
as well. And I was like, wow.
That's impressive.
That was very impressive. That's a total sidebar.
Was his
non
name
sequitur.
Al?
Al Fresco?
Al Fresco.
Full circle.
Yep.
Moment.
Trying to bring it back. Could you apply the same thought process of taking a piece of furniture from another room and bringing it in and maybe swapping out light fixtures?
Yes.
I mean, you said lamps. You can bring
Lamps.
different lamps, but I mean, let's talk about something that's an actual fixture on the wall.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Well, even with light bulbs. I mean, think about, you've got the warm incandescent light bulbs versus the bright LED. So say if you have a darker room and maybe in the wintertime you want those warm bulbs to create that cozy feeling, but in the summertime you want it to look more representative of outside.
Yeah.
So swap those out for the more white, natural light.
Yeah.
And it would change.
Man, even down to light bulbs. I say light bulbs because my father had a paint and body shop.
Yes.
And there was some,
Johnny. His name was Johnny.
yeah, there was always some interesting characters in that shop, and they would ask, for headlights to fix the headlights. Can I get some of those? Can I get some headlight bulbs?
Light bulbs.
Light bulbs, and there was all kinds of Chevy aluminum instead of Illumina. And then what was my other favorite? Oh, there was a note one time on a window, and they were fixing something on the panel, and they didn't want you to roll it down. So they wrote in Sharpie on a piece of paper, "Do not roll down this windowy."
With a Y?
A Y at the end of window.
Well, that is the
That's the why behind the DIY. There it was
We
the
have
whole
found it.
time. That's the secret. Do not roll down this window. We DIY. Jeez, there it is.
Yeah, that was Johnny. I remember him.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, another thing we can do that would require, well, it could be free if you have extra paint on hand,
Yeah.
but a can of paint is so affordable. You could paint an accent wall or even just painting a room.
Yeah.
That could totally change the look. I mean, so let's say you have to buy 3 cans of paint, you're out $50
Yeah.
versus a complete actual
Wait, 3 cans of paint?
to do one like a bedroom. About 3 cans of paint.
That's $50 each, though.
It depends on the kind of paint you get.
Dang, where are you shopping, girl?
They sell paint at Walmart. Very affordable paint.
Huh. That's the name brand. Very affordable paint. Anyway, it's still cheap.
Still very affordable.
Even if it was $100, that's not
Yes.
too bad. Seeing that eggs and bread cost you $100 these days. Yeah, you could paint an accent wall.
Yes.
So because you may have maybe a color that's maybe a little bold
Yeah.
for an entire room, but you might think, oh, I could do the just
accent.
one wall of it.
Or if your walls are all white and you want to add a splash of color, you can always create a focal point in the room. We did that in our basement. We had used that faux finish, the Velatura mineral wash, and we did that
Yeah, it's beautiful.
wall with the movement. So it actually, it's not just an accent wall, it actually has depth to
Yeah.
it. It's a beautiful finish.
Yeah.
Love that product.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that those are some great ideas.
Yeah.
Do you have any other suggestions?
I've been thinking, but I'm not.
You're not there.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
You're still trying to figure out who Al is.
Al fresco. Yeah, that kind
Fresco.
of. Oh, sorry.
Al
How about a
fresco.
fresco? Yeah, I'm sorry. I only know about the drink. Al fresco.
Oh, I know what movie that's from.
Okay, but don't.
I won't
Don't
give it
it
away.
away.
No, you can put that in the comments below.
Yes.
Well, if you have any other suggestions, any other ideas on how you have updated your home for free, let's make this a community project and everybody jump in and share some ideas on what you have done, and we can share and comment on that
Yeah.
below.
We may need some new ideas.
I am always up for new
Yeah.
ideas.
We need help too.
Always. That's the why behind the DIY, because we all need help.
Yeah, we all need help and encouragement, and that we can do it.
That's right. We hope you enjoyed this video. Leave us a comment below and make sure that you tune in next week for another new episode of Your Home Renewed. Have a great week, guys.
Thank you.